clean water for all, sanitation for every community, human rights that could transform millions of lives. What if I told you the cost to achieve this dream is just a fraction of the wealth created by a handful of people in a single day? Throughout history, ambitious businessmen have capitalized on unique opportunities to go from rich to mega rich within just 24 hours. This video will showcase the 10 businessmen who made billions in one day. At number 10, Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban rose from obscurity into the business scene with his landmark $5.7 billion sale of Broadcast.com to Yahoo. During the dot-com frenzy of the late 1990s, Cuban had the uncanny foresight to hedge his bets while aggressively capitalizing on the internet boom. His timing was impeccable. Just before the bubble burst, he cashed out, pocketing billions seemingly overnight and catapulting himself into the billionaire big leagues. Cuban took his newfound wealth and ran with it, pursuing fame and glory in the NBA by purchasing the Dallas Mavericks. He reveled in the limelight, becoming a courtside fixture known for his animated antics. Cuban also made waves on the hit show Shark Tank with his shrewd investments and combative style. Like a shark smelling blood in the water, he could rapidly sense lucrative opportunities. But Cuban's billions were not just for show. He funneled his money into various startups and used his riches for philanthropic initiatives. Cuban emerged from obscurity to build a business empire, only to turn around and share the spoils. His is a rags to riches tale of seizing opportunity, timing markets, taking risks, and ultimately finding business success and personal fulfillment. At number 9, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's legendary intuition led him to make one of his most brilliant moves in 1988, when he scooped up a monumental $1.3 billion worth of Coca-Cola stock in a striking display of confidence. This fizzy stake in the iconic American beverage company was a bet that would pay off just a year later in stunning fashion. In 1989, Coca-Cola announced blockbuster earnings growth, and the soda giant's board decided to increase the dividend. This carbonated windfall sent Coke's stock price soaring to lofty new heights. As the share price skyrocketed, Buffett watched his net worth balloon from $4.8 billion to a staggering $6.6 billion nearly overnight, as his Coke shares pumped out a geyser of wealth, swelling his fortune by a casual $1.8 billion extra with seemingly little effort. But unlike some billionaires who hoard their money in offshore accounts and lavish luxuries, Buffett had a higher purpose. Even as his riches accumulated exponentially, he pledged to give away the vast majority of his wealth to philanthropic causes, understanding that true prosperity comes not from accumulating dollars, but from spreading generosity so that all of humanity may thrive. At number 8, Phil Knight. When Phil Knight co-founded Nike in 1964, alongside his former track coach Bill Balmer, he tapped into something much greater than simply selling shoes. He tapped into the deepest dreams and ambitions within the human heart and spirit. With Knight's brilliant leadership and marketing instincts, Nike rapidly grew from a humble shoe distributor to become one of the most inspirational and iconic global brands on earth. Knight steered Nike to smash successes, from Air Jordans to Just Do It, which resonated with champion athletes and everyday people alike. Tapping into the universal human drive to test limits, push boundaries, and achieve greatness, Nike motivated people across the planet to reach for their potential. In 2012, Nike stock hit a record peak as years of inspired leadership culminated in soaring revenues and profits. On that momentous day, Knight reached the billionaire stratosphere, his net worth spiking by a whopping $2 billion in a matter of hours. But his true wealth was not monetary. Knight's real riches came from fostering a brand that inspired people everywhere to pursue lives of purpose and meaning. Even though winning hugely in business, he has kept scoring, donating hundreds of millions to uplift communities. For Phil Knight, Nike represents unlocking the greatness within us all. At number 7, Michael Dell. Michael Dell ascended to the throne of the personal computing world starting from his college dorm room, where the ambitious teenager pioneered a new model of selling customized PCs directly to the masses. This innovative distribution method crowned Dell as the largest PC maker by the late 1990s. However, The 2000s brought fierce storms to Dell's kingdom as rivals like Apple and HP challenged his dominance. Dell's stock price plunged nearly 75% from its height, but the resilient visionary orchestrated a bold $24.9 billion deal in 2013 to make Dell Technologies private, retaining a commanding 75% stake in his company's future. On the day this deal closed, Dell added a hefty $3.5 billion to his riches, boosting his formidable net worth from $15 billion to $18 billion virtually overnight. The computing monarch then continued his quest for technology supremacy, expanding Dell into cutting-edge areas like cloud services and IT infrastructure. Michael Dell has proven his relentless drive to stay on top, no matter how many new challengers may rise to unseat him. And number 6, Sergey Brin. Sergey Brin, alongside Larry Page, unearthed a gold mine in 1998 with the creation of Google, a search engine that tapped the wisdom of crowds to surface the most relevant results. Within years, Brin was crowned king of the internet, as Google became the dominant portal to the world's information. In 2004, Brin took Google public in one of the most frenzied IPOs ever, with investors clamoring to own shares in this new tech empire. On its first day, Google stock opened at $85 per share, rising to $1.6 billion and valuing Brin's personal stake at a mammoth $5.5 billion. His net worth immediately skyrocketed from $7.5 billion to $13 billion. Since then, King Brin has continued expanding his kingdom, overseeing the formation of parent company Alphabet and conquering new tech frontiers like artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicles. With hungry innovators always threatening his throne, Brin stays determined to keep Google the supreme gateway to humanity's knowledge. And number 5, Larry Page. Larry Page conquered the internet kingdom alongside Sergey Brin with the creation of Google in 1998, a search engine mining the wisdom of crowds to surface supremely relevant results. Within years, Page was crowned monarch as Google became the undisputed gatekeeper to humanity's knowledge. In 2004, Page took Google public in a frenzied and hotly anticipated IPO, with investors clamoring for a piece of this new tech empire. On its first day, Google stock opened at $85 per share, rising $1.6 billion and valuing Page's personal stake at a princely $5.5 billion. His net worth immediately skyrocketed from $7.5 billion to $13 billion. Since then, King Page has continued expanding his empire, overseeing the formation of parent company Alphabet and conquering new tech frontiers like artificial intelligence and self-driving cars. With barbarians always at the gate, Page stays determined to keep Google the supreme portal linking humanity to information. And number 4, Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg blazed a trail to internet domination starting from his Harvard dorm room, where he created Facebook in 2004 as a social network for college peers. But Zuckerberg soon expanded his kingdom across campuses nationwide, then globally, until Facebook became the internet's undisputed social media titan. In 2018, despite data and privacy storms brewing on the horizon, Facebook controlled more territory than ever, its stock surging on colossal earnings and user growth. That day, King Zuckerberg added a casual $6.8 billion to his riches, boosting his net worth from $69 billion to $75 billion. Since then, he has continued to face down challenges to his reign, as critics align against his kingdom's immense power and influence. But the resilient emperor remains focused on expanding his reach, even as he pledges to redistribute his fortune, not hoard it. Mark Zuckerberg won't surrender his social media crown without a fight. And number 3, Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer's meteoric rise at Microsoft began in 1980, when the energetic young businessman joined as employee number 30, while the tech upstart was still finding its footing. Balmer displayed tremendous business acumen from the start, becoming Microsoft's first manager tasked with instilling financial discipline as the software company sought rapid growth. Showing savvy leadership, Balmer quickly climbed the ranks, ascending to president in 1998 before being crowned CEO in 2000. Under King Balmer's command, Microsoft expanded its empire far and wide, introducing smash hits like Windows XP, Xbox, and Azure en route to software supremacy. During the dot-com boom in 2000, Microsoft's stock price surged to a record peak of $58 per share as the tech giant came to dominate PCs. On this momentous day, Balmer added a staggering $5.8 billion to its immense wealth, watching his net worth skyrocket from $13 billion to $19 billion virtually overnight. Though Balmer has since retired from Microsoft's throne, he remains a powerful figure as owner of the LA Clippers, and through his generous philanthropy. By redistributing billions rather than hoarding his wealth, this benevolent king has secured an admirable legacy. And number 2, Elon Musk. Elon Musk has blazed a trail of radical disruption, leaving entire industries shaken in the wake of his ambitious visions. After co-founding PayPal and selling it for $1.5 billion, Musk set his sights on disrupting global transportation. In 2020, his electric vehicle company Tesla was added to the S&P 500 after a series of profitable quarters, causing its stock to surge. On that momentous day, King Musk extracted an extra $8.3 billion from his shares, boosting his formidable net worth from $117 billion to $128 billion in a matter of hours. Since then, Emperor Musk has risen to become the world's wealthiest ruler, toppling Jeff Bezos by building industries of the future while reaching for the stars with SpaceX. But even as he's amassed immense power, Musk continues chasing ever loftier dreams. With ambitions to colonize Mars, connect human brains to computers, and revolutionize public transit with hyperloops, no frontier seems too distant or ambitious for this tireless innovator and industrialist. Musk is willing to wield his vast resources to fundamentally transform civilization itself and create a better future for humanity. And number 1, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos conquered the retail realm and beyond, starting from a humble online bookstore in 1994 that he forged into the almighty e-commerce titan known as Amazon. With ruthless ambition, Bezos expanded his empire ruthlessly into selling everything from groceries to cloud computing services. By 2017, Amazon had become one of the most dominant and feared forces in business, infiltrating industries from media to healthcare with its terrifying reach. That year, after Amazon reported explosive growth fueled by Prime, AWS, and Whole Foods, its stock price surged like napalm. On that day of days, Master Bezos extracted a staggering $13 billion in personal wealth from his rising Amazon shares, boosting his net worth from $83 billion to $96 billion in a matter of hours. Since then, Emperor Bezos has come to rule a tech kingdom secondly only to Elon Musk. The two titans now locked in combat for the ultimate business crown. But even as he's accumulated almost godlike resources and influence, Bezos continues to seek more power, founding a space company and a $10 billion climate fund. This restless ruler's ambition knows no limits. His visions extend far beyond earthly commerce, toward the very heavens above. And there you have it, folks. 10 incredible stories of businessmen who went from ordinary riches to mega riches overnight. Just goes to show, you never know when Lady Luck will smile your way. One day you could be going about your normal business, and the next you've made millions from a sudden stroke of genius or twist of fate.